It easier, what we're going to learn today, I would recommend that you should look first at the picture here. The picture is the page before the Rambam. See, on top he calls it Tzudas Bayis Sheni.
The Meneda isn't correct.
Huh?
The Meneda isn't correct.
What?
The Meneda, Mendal, is incorrect.
What?
The Meneda is round.
Okay, so you'll notice.
Not by me.
You want to straight?
There's sections over here. He divides it into sections. The lowest section over here is called Ezos Noshim. You know, anyone can come in over there. Then there's a section with Ezos Kahanim, where only Kahanim can go. And that section over there with Ezos Kahanim is not yet inside in the Beis HaMikdash. It's in the Azara, and you'll notice on the side over here, on the left side, is the Mizbeach, and the Mizbeach has a ramp going up to it.
Which left side? Which left side?
Over here.
That's the Kevish? The Kevish?
Where my finger is.
It's called the Kevish. That's the Kevish? The Kevish? Kevish, okay.
And over here, behind it, is the Kia.
That's the Kia, right?
That part over there, with
they wash their feet.
there's the bottom is the basins, the basin of it, and the top is the pail that would come in and would fill up.
This is big round. This is.
All this was on the outside of the Heichel. The Heichel consisted of 3 sections. The first section is the Ulam. You'll see there's like a hallway, if you want to call it that. The next section is the Kodesh. In the Kodesh, you'll notice there's a...
Could you pick it up? I can't really see.
There's a menorah there, and there's a shulchan there. That was already done in the Kodesh.
Menorah? The shulchan? I don't see a shulchan.
Over here.
I don't see a shulchan.
On the right side.
This one over here is the shulchan. It's not good pictures, but
That's a shulchan.
this is the menorah, this is the shulchan.
Okay.
And then there's a partition, and behind the partition is the Aron. That's in the Kodesh Kodashim.
What's the Kodesh HaKadoshim?
The top part is the Kodesh HaKadoshim.
Kodesh HaKadoshim, okay.
Okay, now, this section of the Ulam and the Kodesh and Kodesh HaKadoshim is called Heichel, or we call in English the sanctuary. The Kabbonos are done on the outside. You didn't go in, it was done on the outside. You see over here, there's the Mizbeach. Here is tables where they worked on the tables. There's hooks over here where they hung up the animals to take them apart. Right in the center. And there's a number of tables. That's like the butcher tables, in other words.
Why do they have butcher tables for?
To have to cut up the meat.
The parts. They have to cut the limbs. The parts.
And now,
The hooks on the right side.
this picture of the Mizbeach, this picture of the Mizbeach really is a machoikas. According to this picture, the ramp came up almost alongside the wall. And then there was Mizbeach, but there's another opinion that the Mizbeach was more opposite the entrance to the Heichel. That's another opinion. We learned about it in Masechta Sotah. Okay? Is everything clear now?
What do you mean the Heichel? Where is it going to the Heichel?
This is the Heichel, okay?
This is the
The
Heichel.
Mizbeach over here is not opposite here. It's more to the side. So there's an opinion that the Mizbeach was more in the middle over here. And Mele was opposite.
It's supposed to be in front of the Heichel. The day that says it's supposed to be in front of the Heichel.
It's before, Gufneya is in front. But it wasn't, the corner,
Not
the
whole
end of
thing, a
it
piece of it.
came up, but according to another opinion, the Mizbeach stood more over here in the middle. And the ramp was also not by the wall, but it was away from the wall. And then the Mizbeach was
Right in front of the Heichel.
opposite the Heichel. Not just close, but not just opposite, but actually in the same line with the Heichel. Okay, just want to see those things. Now you'll see the same thing, what we're learning in Avenik. So now he says over here, after he told you that you had to build the Mishkan or the Migdash, and he told you that the second Beis HaMikdash was built similar to the first one, and also with resembling some of the things that we saw in Yecheskel. So now he told you the things in the binyan. Like I explained last time, according to the Rambam, the kelim in the Mishkan are not a separate mitzvah for themselves. It's a part of the mitzvah of building the Mishkan. So now he says, "Ve'elu hein advarim shein ika b'binyan habayis." There's quite a number of things that they had in the Beis HaMikdash. They had different offices, a lot of different rooms, but he doesn't go into that. He'll go into that later. So he says, "Oisem boy kodesh v'kodesh hakadoshim." You make over there two sections. One section is called kodesh. That's where the menorah was, where the shulchan was. And the other section is called Kodesh HaKadoshim. That's where the Aron is, inside. The Yiyah, Gufnei HaKodesh, in front of the section that's called Kodesh, that means the front section, is Mokem V'hu HaNikra Ulam. So you have Ulam and Kodesh HaKadoshim. You have three sections in the building. The other stuff was all outside on the street, in front of the Beis HaMikdash. Ushroishtom Nikon Heichel, and these three are called the Heichel.
Ulam, the Kodesh Kodashim, and Ulam,
Ulam,
Kodesh Kodashim.
Kodesh, and Kodesh HaKadoshim.
That's three.
So when we talk about Heichel, we mean the whole structure. The whole structure breaks up into three divisions. One division was the Ulam. Ulam means a hall, an entrance.
Before you go into something.
Right? So it's like an entrance. And then from there you went into the Kodesh, and then from there you went into Kodesh HaKadoshim. Now he says, V'oisen mechitza acheres, Sove v'heichel, rechoika mimeno, ke'ein kale hechotzer, shehoye b'midbar. What he's saying now is that in addition to this, first we talk about a heichel. Heichel is a structure. A structure is a house, a building that had three sections to it. He's saying in addition to this, in front of that, there was like a cordoned off area, which is where they had the Mizbeach Achitzim, where they had the Kia, that was in the area before this.
Well, why did it need to be a mechitza? Why? There's a reason why it needs to be a mechitza?
Because not everyone should come over and see it. V'chol hamukaf v'mechitza zu, whatever is enclosed in this mechitza, shehi ke'ein chatzar oyel moed, hu anikra azara. Just he said, just like the Mishkan. The Mishkan was on a piece of land, and in front of the piece of land, it had a curtain all around it, right? And in addition to the curtain, in front of it, there was a piece of land. So he's saying that just like there was a piece of land in front of the Mishkan, the same thing, there's also a piece of land in front of the Heichel. What's a piece of land? That's the Azora.
But how's that a piece of land? It's a piece of land, or it's in the house?
In that piece of land,
yeah.
It was curtained off, and in that piece of land was the kier and the mizbeach and the tables that they worked the meat department.
Many offices, many rooms.
So he said, that's what he's saying here. B'chol hamukaf b'mechitza zu, whatever is encircled in this mechitza that was on the outside, shehu ke'ein chotzer oyel moed, it's like just like you had the chotzer, I mean the yard in front of the oyel moed. So you had this, it's a similar idea. Hu anikra azora. V'hako nikra migdash. All this is called the migdash. And that's to say, basically, you have general in terms. You have a migdash, and you have a heichel. That's that. In other words, there's a structure, just like the houses here in Crown Heights. You have a house, and in front of the house there's a lawn, right? Most houses have like a lawn in front of them. Yeah, the same thing over here. There was the house, the holy structure, and there was a lawn in front of it. What was in the lawn? In the lawn, they had over there a mizbeach achitzim. They had over there a kier for hand washing, and they had tables that they did the butcher work on.
So the Kodesh HaKadoshim wasn't a building?
Kodesh HaKadoshim is the innermost part of the Heichel.
Right.
I showed you the picture. That's why I told you to look at the picture.
But this
go back to the picture and you'll understand what I'm talking about. You have it by you. Turn back one page. No.
Yeah, right.
That's right. You see over here? This is a structure over here. Okay? In this structure, you have a ulam here, and then inside you have Kodesh, and further up you have Kodesh HaKadoshim. Over here is a curtain here, and in this curtain is the Azora. The Azora has the Mizbeach, the Kier, and the tables that they worked on. Tables and hooks to shech the animal. You had to tie the animal down, you know. So they had hooks on the floor that they tied the animal in those hooks. So these, he's telling you, these are the basic kalim of the Beis HaMikdash. Now he goes on to tell you in Zion, V'oisem b'mikdash kalim. Before he doesn't call these the kalim, he calls them the main parts of the binyan. Mizbeach, v'oila, v'shar kabbonos, you needed a Mizbeach HaChitzon, which was in the Azorah. That was for every day they brought a Korban Tamid. Korban Tamid was an oiler. They brought it in the morning, they brought it in the afternoon. So for it's called Mizbeach HaOiler, and all other Kabbanas. All Kabbanas in the Beis HaMikdash, except something special, was done later on the Mizbeach Hazov. Mizbeach Hazov was inside, in here, in Kodesh. But Mizbeach HaChitzon over here, here's a big Mizbeach. This was where all the Kabbanas were made. The Mizbeach Hazov was also known as Mizbeach HaKtaydus, where the Kohen would do Ktaydus. That was done by the Mizbeach inside over here, in Kodesh. She's saying, V'oisen v'migdash kelim, you made vessels, Mizbeach l'oila, u'shakabonis, that's one thing. V'kevesh she'oilim by l'mizbeach, there was a ramp that led up to the Mizbeach. U'mekaymoi v'fnei ha'ulam, it was, if this is the ulam over here, so it was over here, which was in front of the ulam.
So it's verkehrt in the picture.
Huh?
So it's verkehrt from the picture.
Why is it fakert?
It says the Fnei Olam.
Here is the ulam.
For the ulam.
Here's the ulam, you
Oh,
see?
right.
So this is in front of the,
it's in front of the
name means in front.
The front of it.
Moshach Ladarim, it goes to the, like over here. It's more in the southern side, because here's the Mizrach, and here's the Maidav, and this is the Darim, and this is the Tzofan. In other words, look at this picture, picture our shul. Where I'm sitting now is Mizrach, and this is Darim, and this is Maidav, and this is Tzofan. Tzofan is like going to Williamsburg. So the Mizbeach was pulled towards Darim. So it's like I told you before, but that there's two opinions. But the Rambam is going here with the opinion that the Mizbeach wasn't in the middle. The Kevesh was up against the wall, or near to the wall, and then you got on the Mizbeach. That's what he says there. The Kevesh and a ramp, that you went up with that one to the Mizbeach.
One second. How did they go up to the Mizbeach if there was a wall? Look at this picture.
There's a little space over here. It doesn't show you the picture. There's a little space here. It come in over here and be able to walk up. I'm telling you,
There was steps over there?
Over here, no
steps.
steps. Over here is a ramp.
It was a ramp.
And over here there was a space over here.
There was a space from here to go
No,
from here.
no. Right over here. Right over here, there was a person go over here, walk over here, and then walk up the ramp. Don't look at that. That's not the.
This is the canvas.
Yeah. Okay. So, the ramp starts from the wall.
Starts from the wall, right?
But it wasn't attached to the wall. There's a space between the beginning of the ramp and the wall.
Uh-huh.
So you could fit in over here,
Right.
and he walked up to the Mizbeach.
Uh-huh.
That's what he's saying. Umakaimai, Lufneya Ulam, Moshe Ladarim. It was to the south. He's telling you, I told you, not like the opinion in the Gemara that the Mizbeach stood here in the middle, opposite here, but it was the Mizbeach and the Kevesh was more in the southern side.
It says here from the wall to the Kedesh was 8 amas.
Good, okay.
It wasn't close, it was 8 amas. 8 amas
Yeah,
was 15
that he was able to get in over there
like
and walk
15
up.
feet away.
Then he says, V'kiya v'kanai l'kodesh. There was the kiyah is the wash, the water the thing that held the water. Kana is the base. it had a base to it and had also a pail that went up and down. We'll learn about that later. L'kadesh mimenu hakahanim yedayim ragayim l'avodah. The kahanim had to wash their hands and their feet in order to do the avodah. So where did they do it? They did that by the kiyah. Once they did that, then they can go do the avodah. Umakaymai, and its location was Beina Ulam V'la Mizbeach. If you look over here again, going back to the picture, if you look over at the picture, you'll see the kiyah is between the Mizbeach and the Ulam. This is the Ulam, and here's the kiyah, and here's the Mizbeach.
So what is he saying?
So he's saying that Umakaymai, its place was Beina Ulam Mizbeach, Moshel L'Dorim. Moshel L'Dorim means that it wasn't over here, it wasn't on this side, it was on this side, on the Dorim side. Shehu small hanichnas b'migdash. It's on the left side. In other words, when somebody walked into the Mikdash, he walked over here, right? He's walking in over here. He's walking, he keeps walking. So this is on the left side.
What's on the left side?
The key is on the left side.
Right.
That's all. That's what he's saying over here.
Left side of the person that's walking in, you mean?
That's what he said. That's, let's see the words again. Umakaymai bein ha'ulam u'mizbeach, Moshe l'dorim, towards the south, Shehu small hanichnas u'migdash. That's the left-hand side of the one who walks in.
Right.
In addition to that, there was also Mizbeach l'K'taitis, another Mizbeach for the K'taitis. Now that Mizbeach for the K'taitis was not in the yard in front, and not in the Heichel, not in the Ulam, but it was in the Kodesh. So if you look over here in the Kodesh, you'll see there's a shulchan. You see the thing with the trays on top of it? That's called the shulchan. Over here.
Yeah, that's the shulchan. Okay.
And over here, next to it is the mizbeach.
Okay.
And next is the menorah. This is in the inside, in the kodesh. So he's saying over here, getting back over here, he says that inside, he says it's the left side of the one, and as he keeps entering, there was another keli. It was known as Mizbeach L'K'taitis. That was known as the Mizbeach Hazov. That was a golden Mizbeach. U'menorah v'shulchan u'shlostam, and these three things were b'toich hakodesh gufnei kodesh hakedoshim. They were in this section, which is called kodesh, which is in front of the kodesh kadoshim. Very easy to understand.
There was two. So there was two mizbeachs now. There was two.
Of course, the mizbeach achitzon, the mizbeach over here was for karbonos.
Yeah.
The mizbeach over here was for the ketaitis.
For spices, what was it? Spices.
The ketaitis that the kohen did. There was a carbon that was done in kippah on it, certain. Or if someone kohen sinned away, that's an exception. But normally, it was for ketaitis, and this was for karbonos.
I learned somewhere that the women didn't need to put perfume.
What has it got to do with what we're learning here? What's it got to do with what we're learning here? Over here we're learning the layout of the Azara, of the Ulam, the Heichel, I'm sorry, the Kodesh, and the Kodesh HaKadoshim. That's what we're going today.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.